Nas becomes your partner. How the fuck does that happen?
Yeah, that was fucking crazy. So we had opened up the Lower East Side, the second location, and I got hit up on email from Peter Bittenbender, who is the CEO of Mass Appeal. I didn't know Peter at the time, and Peter was like, "Yo, I'm doing my my anniversary, like it's kind of like an anniversary party, and he wanted to do a dinner, and he was like, I wanted to do it at Sweet Chicken Brooklyn on Bedford." So I was like, I saw the email. It came through the website, and I saw the email and I saw the signature, CEO Mass Appeal.
Sure. And
I was like, oh, I fuck with Mass Appeal. And Mass Appeal had actually done a story on me through somebody else, a few months before that. And I was like, I said, we don't take reservations in Brooklyn. And it was like, 25 people or some shit. But I was like, you know what? We'll make it happen. We'll make it right. It'll be dope. So he was like, cool. So I remember that night, I was in the Lower East Side. I had a meeting there, and I was like, let me go back and kind of check in, make sure everything's cool with these guys. So I go in, I meet Peter. I'm like, hey, cool, man. And we ended up, there was a person that was with him there that I had a mutual friend with that, that we just started talking. And Peter was just like, yo, man, I love Sweet Chick, man, the one on the Lower East Side. And this one is great, man. And he was one who was like, are you thinking about doing more of these? And I said, yeah, I mean, that's the plan. I said,
sure.
I just opened the Lower East Side, so I'm kind of tapped out right now. But I'm trying to figure it out. So Peter was like, yo, we should build, we should talk. I said, all right, cool. I'll hit you up and see what's up. That was like a Friday, let's just say. So I hit him up like on the Saturday and was like, what's up? Let me know when you want to sit down. He was like, I'm around Monday. So I went into the Mass Appeal the Mass Appeal offices
yep.
That Monday. We sat down and he was like, yo, I know Nas is looking for some projects like this because, Nas is a partner at Mass Appeal. And I was just like, what? I literally was like, this guy's full of shit, And he was like, yeah. He said, it could be something he would be into. So I was like, cool, whatever, let's see what happens. And I left the office that day, and Peter actually texted me later that evening. He was like, he goes, yo, I think Nas would be interested in this. He says he knows about the restaurant because we had done a few music live performances,
Sure.
So we were kind of already like, on the music tip. So the 1 year anniversary of Brooklyn, I did the Raekwon. That was the first performance we ever did. I did Slick Rick with live bands, Bad Bad Not Good, and all these performances were all like pop up surprise stuff, So he was like, yo, and his friends, some people that he knows about the restaurant, they fuck with it and they like it. He wants to meet you. I was like, holy shit. Nas, no lie, Nas was my favorite rapper.
Sure.
So, I was just like, holy shit, this is crazy. So then Peter hits me later and he goes, yo, Nas wants to fly you down to South by Southwest to meet you. Because he was going to be doing something with Mass Appeal live at the barbecue at South by. I had never even been to Texas. And I was like, word.
So you jump on a plane?
Cool. So me and Peter actually really started building more about the business, and I was telling him kind of what my plans were for the future. And, he was like, we started.
What about even money? Does he know how much? Because the thing is...
Yeah, well, I basically came up with this plan of how much money I wanted to raise.
For sure.
And
so you had a plan,
I had the workings of a plan, but it was also a work in progress,
Sure.
And I didn't know how to do this shit, man. Like Google is ill.
Yeah.
Like I say, I didn't go to college. I'm screaming, fuck college. Google's the shit. You can really find out whatever the fuck you want from Google, and if you can read.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and if you have the determination to find it out, you can find out. I found out so much shit. If you have the determination like me, I'm a motherfucker that will sit on Google and Google the shit out of Google to find the answers that I need, And I'll go through, the pages at the bottom?
For sure.
Like I go to page 100 if I have to,
Keep on pressing.
I bet you none of you motherfuckers out there been on page 100 of Google. I've been there. So I go to Texas, and I bring Kyle with me, and who's a huge hip hop fan, So I, we're staying at the Mass Appeal house and sleeping on the couch, and I'm like, holy fuck. So I go to the South by thing, and I see Joey Badass there actually, And I remember this. I remember going up to Joey because I met Joey when we opened up Brooklyn at the store, and we became cool. And we did that curry chicken together.
There's been a bunch of things.
Yeah, and I remember seeing Joey outside the dressing room, and I said, "Yo, I'm about to meet Nas, and I'm literally about to talk to him about maybe getting involved in Sweet Chick." And Joey's like, "Oh shit, that's crazy." And next thing I know, I'm in the dressing room. It's a really small dressing room. Nas shows up, and I just was like, I gave him a pound. I was like, "What's up, man?" And I just kind of broke it down, like kind of the essence of what we're doing, And it was pretty crazy, And from outside looking in, I had Kyle there, right? So Kyle will tell you the story goes. He was like watching it. He was like, "Yo, this shit looked like you guys like knew each other already, and we're just like two dudes that were just building on something." And like he was like, I could tell Nas was like, "Yo, I fuck with this dude." And really, that's what ended up happening. So he came up to the restaurant, up to Brooklyn. Next time he was in New York, we sat down. We had dinner in the middle of the restaurant. Just chopped it up. Run the Jewels was doing a concert on the water on Kent Avenue, and the playoffs were on. So we were talking about basketball. At the time, I lived right around the corner from the restaurant. And I was like, "Yo," I said, "Yo, if you want to see the game, man," I said, "after this, whatever," I said, "we go to my crib and watch the game." And he was like, "Well, I got to go to this thing." So he's like, "If you want to roll." So we go down to the river, a few blocks away. He gets on stage, does Made You Look, gets off stage, and is like, "Yo, let's go to your crib and watch the game." And I was like, "Oh, fuck, this is going to happen right now. Like, we're going to my crib to watch the game." And I said, "You got trees?" And he's like, "Nah." I said, "All right, cool, I got you." And I told Kai, I said, "Yo, grab a bottle of Henny from the restaurant." So I called my wife. My kids are sleeping. I said, "Yo, Fallon, Nas is going to come up to the crib to watch the game." And she was like, "Okay, cool." So 10 minutes later, we're upstairs watching the game. The story that I tell, which is something, just a funny little note from the night, was we're watching the game, and his Hennessy commercial comes on. He had that Hennessy commercial where he's on the train or whatever. And we're all watching it, and we're not really paying attention. And I remember I just looked at Nas, and we just all started laughing because he had a glass of Henny, and an L in his hand. And it was just like, this is too funny, man. This is just too funny.
You can't make that type of shit up.
No, it was too funny, man.